In this video, we're going to discuss creating a works cited page for a research paper. We're going to focus on the MLA 8 style. And the first thing you're going to do, if you were to do this with me, is to go to the library homepage. And it looks like this. And you're going to find the databases. So if I scroll down a little bit, I can look over here. It says using Gale databases. I'm going to click on that. And up pops a little Bitmoji page. And I'm going to click on Opposing Viewpoints Database. So my teacher wants me to do a paper to pick a current topic in the news and to take a position on it. So it's going to be a persuasive paper. All right. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do it on, so I'm going to start looking here for the issues that are available, and I'll pick one from here. Okay, so I'm interested in pollution, and I'm going to click on that. So as I do my paper, as I do my research for my paper, I'm going to be looking at numerous articles and saving them, taking notes, keeping track of the citations, okay? So it's really important to do this right from the start because sometimes you can't remember where you got information if you wait till later and you can't find the original source, and then you would be committing plagiarism if you use that information without citing the source. So I recommend opening up a Word file right away at the beginning of your research and start adding citations in here for your articles that you're going to use for your paper. Now, you may not know if you're going to use everything that you found, but it's still a good idea to save those citations. You can always delete ones that you're not using later on, but if you don't save it, you may not find it again. Plus, it's just kind of doing the work twice, so you don't need to do that. So you can see here I opened a Word document, and it's just the standard 1-inch margins. You have to follow the format that your teacher gives you, but in this case, it's standard 1-inch margins. And I wrote Works Cited. All right, typed in Works Cited up here. It should not be all capitalized. It shouldn't be italicized. You shouldn't be using crazy fun font. If it's a serious paper, it needs to be in a normal font. So I chose Times New Roman in size 12. So you don't want it super large and you don't want it so small we can't read it. Okay, so this is the standard format. And as I go along and find my articles, I'm going to be copying and pasting the excuse me, the citations into my paper. So let's go back to the database, and I'm going to start looking for articles. So the reason I'm in a database is because the citations are already created for you for every article. So if you use a lot of articles from the databases, it makes your life a lot easier when you go to do your Works Cited page. And here's an example I'll show you. Okay, let's just look at this first article. All right. So say I'm reading this, I do want to save it. Maybe I make some notes and highlights as we discussed in another video, and then I save it to my Google Drive. But I also want to save the citation. So I'm going to click on Cite, see the little quotation marks. Click that. I'm going to select the text, right click and copy. Then I'm going to go back to my document. Now, you don't want to center the text for the citations, the individual citations. They're going to be over to the left here. Okay, so we're going to do that a few times, and then I'm going to show you how to come back into this Works Cited page and format it. So let's go back to the database, find another article. Let's just go down to this article. And again, here's another one. I want to read it later. I think I might use this. I've taken notes. Pretty sure I'm going to use some of this information in my own words in my paper. So again, I'm going to click that citation, select the text, right click, copy. You can also do Control C on your keyboard for copying. I'm going back to the paper. I'm only going to go down one space. I'm not making double spaces between citations. And then I'm going to paste it in here. Okay. So again, I'm going to go down one space and I'll paste my next citation. So we'll do about 4 of these so I can show you what the page will look like when you're done. Okay, here we go. Again, take some notes, read through this, make sure that it's probably something you're going to use. You may not know that right at the beginning, but as you go along, you'll know what you want to use and what you don't. So you don't cite sources just because you read them. You only cite the sources that you use within the paper to support what you're writing. Okay, so we're going to go back to that document, paste in this one, go down to the next line, and we'll find one more. Oops, what happened here? Here we go. Okay, so one more, and then we should have a good amount to show the way it's supposed to look. Here's my citation again, select. So once you do this a few times, you'll remember how to do it. You won't have to, keep looking at videos or keep asking how to do this. All right, so here we go. These citations look pretty long. That's because there's a hyperlink in there. So this is not formatted correctly. These citations should be double spaced. Okay, there should be a space between them. So I'm going to just highlight everything on this page, and I'm going to change the spacing. So I look under paragraph up here and go to 2.0. That's double spaced. Okay. So they look a little funny. They have to be indented, not the first line, but the rest of the lines underneath the first line of each citation should be indented. So I'm going to show you how to do that in Word. You're going to highlight it here. And I'm going to pop out this little box from the paragraph section. And it says indentation here in the center. So I'm going to click hanging. Okay, it's a special way of formatting. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is what an individual citation should look like right here. The first line would be flush to the left, and then the lines underneath it will be what's called a hanging indent. So I'll show you one more time how to do that for an individual one. You can tell where the citation ends because we have the date here at the end. So this one looks pretty long. Here's the date. I'm going to highlight that whole thing. Go up to paragraph here. Look for indentation in the center and special hanging and click OK. Okay. So if I wanted to do that for the whole page, so I want to do that for the next 2 citations together. Okay. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Go up to paragraph, indentation, click special hanging, and OK. All right. So here's what it should look like. And you may have shorter citations, so you may not have as many lines that are indented under each citation, but this is generally what a works cited page looks like. Then you would want to put, also keep track of putting things in alphabetical order. So when I say alphabetical order, I'm talking about the first letter of the citation, the first name, the first word of that citation, okay? And you're going to put it in alphabetical order by those words. So west would not be, this one would not be next. So let's get rid of that one. So as you're going along, you may want to put it in alphabetical order so you don't have to play around with it later. It'll save you some time. That didn't copy and paste correctly. Try it again. Gonna get rid of that. I'll try it. There we go. Okay. So you can see how, I'm moving around having to do different things. So it would be better to try to put it in alphabetical order right from the start. So you don't have to go back and copy and paste and delete things. Then you might actually make a mistake and get rid of something that you didn't want to get rid of. Okay, but now it's in alphabetical order. So that's briefly what a works cited page looks like.